Hey guys, like Levi said, my name is Faith Hicks. A little bit about me, I hate mannequins with a burning passion. And not for like normal reasons, just to hate mannequins. Like, oh no, I don't hate them because they're creepy. I don't hate them because they portray unrealistic body expectations for women. No, I hate them because every single time that I see them, they're always in the most unnatural position possible. It angers me so much, I don't know why. Like, 99% of the time, they're doing something that's really weird. But then the 1% of the time that I see a mannequin that's just like, I get in its face, and because I get suspicious, I get in its face like, I'm on to you. You shouldn't be here. Who do you work for? But yeah, I have seen some very interesting mannequin poses in my lifetime. Like I've seen the squatter. I've seen the white girl trying to look cool in a photo. And my favorite one so far, that's the weirdest I've ever seen, I call it the yoga instructor. It's literally this. Saw that at a store in my mall once back home. And it looks like somebody ran up to this mannequin, just yelled, act natural, right now! And any thought of natural just fled the mannequin's head. It's just like, act natural, I can do that! So yeah, a little bit more about me. I also hate really dumb questions. And I believe that the dumbest questions ever asked are asked in hospitals. And I know this because I've been asked some pretty dumb questions in hospitals. So throughout high school, I had 3 surgeries to fix a ruptured eardrum of mine. And I was asked some pretty stupid questions during my second surgery. So for my first surgery, I was 14. For my second surgery, I was 15. And when girls turn 15, doctors think that they have as much sex as humanly possible. Because I was asked some questions, ladies and gentlemen. It's the morning of my second surgery, I'm just sitting in my room, and in comes a nurse, and she's like, well, good morning, Miss Hicks, how are you? And I'm like, I'm fine. Okay, that's great, so we've noticed that you turned 15 since your last visit with us. So we're gonna have to ask you some routine questions, and you're gonna have to answer as honestly as you can. Okay. And so she started out, she said, okay, first question, are you sexually active? And I did what she told me. No. And she did this thing where she just went like this. And started looking between my mom and I like, are you sure? Am I sure that I'm not sexually active? Yes, I'm 100% positive. Okay, just checking. All right, second question, do you have any sexually transmitted diseases? Well, since I'm not sexually active, no, I do not have any sexually transmitted diseases. She does it again. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, just checking. Third question, are you now or have you ever been pregnant? I'm going to give you one guess as to what you think the answer to this question is. Mrs. Hicks, I can't answer this for you. You have to do it on your own. No, I am not pregnant. Are you sure about that? Yes, I'm sure that I'm not pregnant. Okay, well, just to double, triple check, we're going to need you to deposit a sample of your urine in this cup. And she wanted me to pee in a cup for a pregnancy test. And I'm like, it was 5 in the morning, wasn't having the energy for it, and I tried to like trick my way out of having a pregnancy test. So I looked at her and I said, I don't have to go to the bathroom. And then without even skipping a beat, she just goes, okay, well then we can just hook you up to your IV a little bit early, and we can draw some blood from that. And side note, a little bit more about me, hate needles, hate them, they terrify me. So I wanted to postpone getting this needle invaded into my body for as long as possible. And so I hopped up, grabbed the cup, went to the bathroom, I peed in the cup and a little bit on my hand. And I gave her my pee, and she's like, okay, we'll be back in about 15 minutes with the results. Wonder what they could possibly be. She comes back 5 minutes later, and she says, oh my gosh. She says, sorry, Mrs. Hicks, but your urine sample was deemed inconclusive, so we're going to have to draw your blood anyway. So So you mean to tell me that you come into my hospital room, ask me a bunch of stupid questions that you doubt the answer to, then you just choose to not believe me when I tell you that I'm not pregnant, make me pee in a cup, and then you tell me that my urine isn't worthy for your stupid machine, and you're gonna invade my body with a needle. You don't need my blood to know that I'm pregnant. My body is a temple. I know it wasn't that, okay? So she took the blood, and I wasn't happy about it. And then she says the same thing, okay, we'll be back in 15 minutes. I better be pregnant at this point. And she comes back and she's like, well, good news, Mrs. Hicks, you're not pregnant. And I'm like, wow, I wonder who could have told you that. So, a little bit more about me. I am probably one of the most sarcastic people you will ever meet. I also have a really sadistic sense of humor. So one of my favorite things in the world is irony. Oh, I think it's hilarious. Whenever something ironic happens, it just fills my heart with joy. But I'm never allowed to laugh at it because it's always too inappropriate to do so at the time. Yeah, okay, Mom. But, like, for example, a few years back, my family and I took a trip to Michigan to get together with my mom's relatives on her side of the family. And it was a 10-hour drive in the middle of winter, so it's snowing the entire time. And we come up to a toll booth. And most toll booth attendants working in these conditions, not going to be the happiest of people. However, that was not the case for the lady whose lane we pulled into. Oh, she was the happiest person I'd ever seen working in negative 16 degrees. Seriously, she was so happy. And as my dad was handing her the fee for the toll, he asked her how her day was going. And I'll never forget how she looked him right in the eye and said, "Sir, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I woke up today, and that counts for something, because somebody is dead somewhere." And with that, the gate opened, my dad kept driving, and I'm sitting in the backseat of my car trying desperately to contain my laughter, because the irony of the situation is we were going to Michigan to attend my grandfather's funeral. Second funniest thing that happened that weekend. Yep. But it was so funny. I got it. And you know, I've noticed something really weird about funerals. It's that people will come up to you and say the weirdest things if the funeral is open casket. Now, unfortunately, I have had to attend the funerals of both of my grandfathers, and the funerals themselves were very different from each other. Because the only thing that was the same was that they were both cremated for the funeral. But my big grandpa, who was my dad's dad, wasn't cremated until after the service, so he had an open funeral casket. And people kept coming up to me and saying the weirdest things. So first of all, when I'm at this funeral, when I saw my grandfather in that casket, I did not recognize him. Did not look like my grandpa at all. I honestly thought we had the wrong body. Like, hey, the people before us forgot their dearly beloved. And so I didn't recognize my grandpa at all. So it was really weird when more than one person came up to me and said, "Your grandfather looks so good. The mortician did such a great job, really well done." And I was just like, are you blind? My grandfather doesn't look good, he looks dead. If he looked good, we wouldn't be here right now. But those types of things weren't said at my little grandpa's funeral, who was my mom's dad. And the thing is, because he was cremated before the service, and you can't really comment about the physical appearance of a cremated dead man at his own funeral without looking like a total jerk. Can you imagine that conversation, though? Just going up to the grieving granddaughter of a dead man and saying, who was cremated, by the way, and saying, "Your grandfather looks so good. The cremator did such a great job. Really well done." Yeah, that's my experience with funerals. And actually, it's funny because the first funeral I ever went to was my big grandpa's. And I had no idea how I was supposed to act at all. I didn't know if I was supposed to laugh, supposed to cry, talk to people, keep to myself. I didn't know the protocol. So like any 8-year-old would do, I asked my dad what to do. And I'll never forget how he looked at me, put his shoulder His hand on my shoulder. Put his hand on my shoulder, looked me right in the eyes and said, "Sweetheart, it's okay. Just be yourself and act natural and everything will be fine. I promise you." Act natural, I can do that?